Welcome to SVG-TV News for Tuesday, June 26, 2018. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. Citizens of SVG and those of other countries in the OECS will be required to travel in person to Trinidad from December this year if they want to obtain a Canadian visa. According to a report in the online news service Caribbean News Now, this new requirement applies to persons from anywhere in the world wanting to travel to Canada. It is linked to a decision by Canada to increase its security processes, where biometric data including fingerprints and photograph information must be provided by persons seeking to obtain a visa. The Foreign Affairs Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Mark Brantley, is said to have pointed out that the new requirements would put the cost of obtaining a Canadian visa out of the reach of most nationals of his country. And Antigua-Barbuda's High Commissioner to Canada, Sir Ronald Saunders, said he has raised the matter of the additional cost with Canadian authorities and will have further discussions with them about creative ways of obtaining the biometric data when he visits Canada in July. While the changes with respect to OECS nationals take effect from December, the nationals of many non-Caribbean countries will be required to present themselves in person from July 1st this year when applying for a Canadian visa. Currently, applications can be made online. This country can look forward to an increase in the quality and quantity of fruits and vegetables produced for the domestic market, with the official opening yesterday of the Montreal Greenhouse Park. The park is expected to be leased to the private sector and is part of a two-pronged approach which the government said it will pursue to increase fruits and vegetable production and improve competitiveness of the banana industry. SVG-TV's Bavin Oliver has more.
A desire to reduce this country's food import bill and increase agricultural competitiveness, the government of SVG has partnered with the European Union to invest in a greenhouse park at Montreal in the Mariaqua Valley. Sinclair Jimmy Prince, parliamentary representative for Mariaqua, said the constituency has a solid legacy of being a leader in agricultural production. Prince said that the greenhouse park is welcomed as it combines the constituency's rich soil with modern technology.
Even now, with the demise of the banana industry, the fertile soils of Montreal continue to make agriculture viable in other areas of production. The establishment of this greenhouse facility is therefore welcomed at this time. I expect that it will rekindle the spirit of our people, especially the younger ones, in a more scientific way. I'm hoping that while it concentrates on production, it will also do some teaching so that farmers in this area would learn the best practices and implement them on their own farms.
The head of the EU delegation to Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, Daniela Tramaker, who also spoke at yesterday's ceremony, expressed confidence that the facility will supply the high-quality produce which the country needs.
What we launched today together here, Honorable Prime Minister, is a humble step forward towards this vision. It's very soon these greenhouses will be all covered, so all of them will be covered. Quality soil will be brought from the most fertile parts of St. Vincent, and also solar panels will be installed. By the way, those panels are on their way now from Germany, and they will be installed very soon. So these solar panels, this fertile soil, these buildings, these greenhouses, will all make the Montreal Greenhouse Park fully operational and ready to serve the scope it was meant to, produce high-quality seedlings and vegetables that will eventually, hopefully, succeed in satisfying both internal demand and even go beyond that, like, for instance, supplying the cruise industry and completing the agricultural value chain through processing and commercializing national food products.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves said the facility is a piece of infrastructure that is necessary to build a modern post-colonial economy, adding that SVG must not drop the ball in relation to food production.
And for us not to do that, we have to have projects like this and to work hard and smart and to supply the service sector and to feed ourselves. There's a simple message. We sell our goods and services to people overseas, and we bring people here to sell our goods and services to them. as a simple, common sense approach.
This country imports an estimated $17 million worth of fruits and vegetables annually, and the Greenhouse Park facility is intended to be amongst the intervention measures introduced to reduce the item of expenditure. For SVG-TV Evening News, I am Barvin Oliver.
Meanwhile, Minister of Agriculture Sabota Caesar has expressed confidence in the ability of the youth to advance the agricultural sector using modern technology. Caesar, who was speaking at the launch of the Greenhouse Park, said that while statistics from the region indicate that most farmers are middle-aged, there is a surge of interest from the youth in relation to the use of greenhouse technology.
A survey conducted by the FAO of the United Nations placed the average age for a farmer in the OECS at over 50 years old. We are indeed encouraged by the enthusiasm shown by our youth regarding matters touching and concerning greenhouse production. Over the last 3 years, 580 young persons have been trained by the Ministry of Agriculture in various aspects of tissue culture and greenhouse production at various agricultural stations.
Caesar added that the Greenhouse Park represents another avenue to apply the practical aspects of modern technology.
We have evidence that our young people are interested in greenhouse production of fruits and vegetables. This project here in Montreal will go a very long way in training more young persons and increasing the availability of food to our local markets. We must always aim to produce products of a high quality, and there is an untapped organics market filled with opportunities for all stakeholders. In closing, I wish to encourage all stakeholders to participate in our national quest to increase production and productivity in the agricultural sector here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Physician Dr. Dale Dangobin is advising this country to embrace all the opportunities in the marijuana plant industry. Dr. Dangobin, who was speaking at the Medical Marijuana Forum held last week, said since 1985, a $76 billion company has been making a synthetic form of marijuana that has been used to treat patients. He said it is time that the Caribbean and other developing countries seek to profit from the plant that has many medicinal properties.
AIDS patients, the cancer patients, the nausea and everything else were getting that medication, right? While we create a synthetic form of a drug, and the company makes about $477 million a year, and while all this is happening, we're arresting people for joint, right? That's what was going on. This company is worth $76 billion that created this drug, okay? All right? So this medication created for nausea, it captured just a small benefit that's associated with the weed, right? They make millions and millions of dollars. And this is how the big system works. The more money you have, the more lobbying power you have, you know, to go and make the argument to keep the herb, you know, illegal, right? So I could sell my medication and make my multi-million-dollar company. 60 tablets is $2,600 of this synthetic marijuana.
The trauma doctor said that marijuana is not just for smoking, but byproducts such as ointments can be made to help cure ailments.
And medicines are so expensive, right? So, and many places, you know, it's subsidized by the government, etc. That's a huge burden. To when we're a sick society, it's not good, because now we just paying a lot of money for pills. So it's about preventive, but also utilizing what you have understanding it to treat specific problems, right? So we know that CBD can do that. That's been well studied, right? You will hear terms like CBD rich versus CBD dominant. I just threw some products up there that you can see. There's the salve, there's ointments, there's all kinds of stuff out there, right? That you buy in these places. So this is a huge market. This is a huge market that we need to capture.
Commissioner of Police Colin John said having the necessary machinery to carry out their duties makes officers more effective in carrying out their tasks. The COP was speaking at the handing over of a safe vessel yesterday donated by the U.S. government at the Calico Coast Guard base. Commissioner John thanked those who made the donation possible and said it also serves to make officers safer when combating crime.
We have to ensure that persons, members of the Coast Guard and the police force generally, that we are well trained, that we are well equipped, that we are able to handle the task at hand. We know that the criminals, they have no rules of engagement, or no recognized rules of engagement. They do whatever they want, or they make up the rules as they go along. We, on the other hand, we have to operate based on the rule of law. So we have to make sure that when we are performing our duties, we do it in a lawful way, and we do it that we would not infringe on the human rights of persons.
The COP added that the machinery also ensures that lives are saved and that this country is not a transshipment point for illegal activity.
At this point, I just want to thank the government and people of the United States of America for another generous donation to the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We have been a good partner in the crime fighting. We are, as far as possible, trying to prevent St. Vincent and the Grenadines from being a transshipment point for drugs, contraband, guns, and even human going to United States and other neighboring territories. So I'm just saying thank you to the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I have no doubt that this Coast Guard vessel would be used for the purpose for which it has been given, and that we would take care of it as much as we did the others, or even better.
And Coast Guard Commander Brenton Cain has expressed gratitude to the government and Coast Guard officers for their dedication to the Coast Guard service. Cain, who was speaking yesterday at the handing over of a third safe vessel from the U.S. government at Calico, said the combination of hard work and administrative enterprise have ensured that the SVG Coast Guard has acquired a third vessel.
To Prime Minister, a special thanks to you. Thanks to you to bring us the main address, and also your unwavering support for the police force, and in particular the Coast Guard. You know, you've been there in the Coast Guard all the way, so thank you very much, sir, for that. As the PM reiterated, that we usually send our report to the RSS, which eventually end up at the U.S. Embassy. And judging from our statistics reports, we are given a third safe boat because of our success and our hard work and maintenance of these assets that was given to us in the first place. So, Coast Guard, I want to thank you for your hard work, members of the Coast Guard.
Police here have said they are investigating the circumstances which led to an assault on Renea Durham-Balcom, a 31-year-old lawyer of Prospect. According to a release from the police, Renea Durham-Balcom was allegedly assaulted by another lawyer, 48-year-old Ronnie Marks, also of Prospect. He is said to have struck Durham-Balcom on the right side of her face at Prospect on Saturday, June 23rd. The police said they are also investigating the circumstances surrounding the criminal assault of Elvin Maloney, a 31-year-old farmer of Greg's, by Travis Peters, a 30-year-old laborer of Lauders. Peters is alleged to have assaulted Maloney by pointing a gun at him with intent to commit the offense of wounding. Peters also reportedly discharged a loaded firearm at Maloney within 100 yards of a public road. The incident is reported to have occurred at Greg's on Saturday, June 23rd. Investigations are also taking place into a robbery which occurred at Villa at about 9:30 p.m. on Saturday. According to reports, two masked men armed with guns robbed Kingsley Joseph, a 39-year-old chef of Belmont, by pointing guns at him, putting Joseph in fear of being then and there subjected to force. The masked gunmen reportedly stole from Joseph a quantity of items valued at 1,119 EC dollars. Stay with us. Carnival Beat is coming right up. Welcome to Carnival Beat. Antonio Small Circle Edwards has added another accolade to his name after being crowned the first countryside soca monarch last Sunday, June 25th. Despite the inclement weather, Edwards was able to pull off a highly energetic performance before a relatively small turnout of patrons who raved to this 2018 hit, Eggplant. Small Circle outclassed some 25 other artists, including some veterans in the soca arena, on his way to being crowned soca monarch. During the crowning ceremony, someone tossed the bottle towards the stage, which narrowly missed Edwards' head, but struck the hand of the young lady who was crowning him. Edwards opted not to comment on the incident, but said that he is happy for the support of the public and will continue to do his very best. Just over a week ago, Edwards was crowned the Sheldon Boss at the popular Black Rave event and is being deemed one to watch for this year's Soca Monarch and Road March competitions. FaZe placed second in the 2018 Countryside Soca Monarch competition, while Joel the Fugitive Bibi walked away with the third place trophy. Revelers on the Grenadine island of Bequia are currently recovering from an action-packed weekend as the 2018 Bequia Carnival climaxed yesterday, Monday, June 25th, with the evening street jump-up. The activities, which kicked off last Friday, June 22nd, with the Miss Bequia pageant, maintained strong public support throughout, and Dorcel John, chairperson of the Bequia Carnival Committee, said she is pleased with the support and level of coordination which her team was able to produce at her first year at the helm.
We're satisfied with everything that we have put off for this year. All our events was well attended by the patrons of Bequia, and we thank them for that support. Also, my committee, both beautician committee and my head, the head of all the divisions on my committee as well, I was totally satisfied with their work that we all have put in for this year Carnival. A lot of people say that they can't wait to see what next year is going to be like, because we have just turned over as a new committee in less than a month and have pulled off a carnival that a lot of people were surprised with all the events. Drench, the Queen Show, was very, very well turned out by the patrons of Bequia and also persons from St. Vincent as well.
John took the time to thank patrons and sponsors for coming on board to ensure that Bequia Carnival maintains a slot on the Vincy Mass calendar.
Yesterday, the bands on the road, the T-shirt bands, we hopefully next year we're looking to encourage other bands to join, to create new bands so that they're diverse in terms of the different areas on Bequia can be displayed, in their creativity as well. Next year we can, give you guys all the surprise. All I can say is, with my new committee, we would just like to say, St. Vincent, look out, because we are coming. We will be doing, hopefully, something, collaborating on the mainland for Carnival Monday next year.